第一次試験合格者18名。まずは合格おめでとう。私が担当する試験に関してはこれまでの結果が飛び交っていると聞く。
She knows.
君たちの中にも噂を耳に。試験は至ってシンプル。一級魔法使いを目指す者は難なく切り抜けられるもの。それでは第二次試験の詳細を説明する。
I don't know if I believe her. Maybe the fighting with the first proctor and seeing him, I mean to her, throw a really unfair test. Maybe that changed her opinion about it. And this test will be easier, but I don't know. It definitely makes me nervous too with her being like, I know you know my reputation, but don't be scared. Do you guys like my new Frieren shaker? It's so cute. I feel like I'm in my phase of now looking at Frieren merch and possibly buying some things. I was gonna wait until I was finished with season 1 because I feel like I can't get addicted to something that quickly, right? But here I am. So if you guys have any Frieren merch that you love, drop me a link. Conquering the
第二次
Labrynth.
試験はダンジョン攻略だ。君たちには霊落の応募の攻略を行ってもらう。霊落の応募の最深部までたどり着くことだ。私は平和主義者でね。ついたものは全員合格とする。
待て。ここは多くの冒険者が帰らぬものになった未踏破のダンジョンだ。
君たちが目指しているのは魔法使いの最高峰だ。不可能を可能にするのが一級魔法が前人未到だろうが、ねじ伏せて突き進むんだ。
最深部にたどり着い。
私も共に最深部まで潜る。
Oh.
無論受験者に手は貸さんがな。全員にこの瓶を渡しておこう。一級魔法使いレルネンが開発した。瓶を割ればゴーレムが現れ、ダンジョンの外まで運び出してくれ。だが安全性は十分だ。使用者は不合格、負傷などで試験継続不可能と判断したら迷わず使うんだ。有望な人材が死ぬのは許容できん。それと明日の夜明けには自動で瓶が割れるように。それが第二次試験の期限となる。それでは試験開始だ。
So it's dangerous in here. It's crazy that she's gonna go with them. And she has this like hair magic thing going on. I like how no one's gone in yet. They're just kind of like in their groups that they were already in.
この時代のダンジョンは入り口が複数あるが、どれも最深部に通じている。全員で手分けをして。
なぜ協力する流れになっているんだ。
今回の試験には争う要素がない。全員で協力した方がいい。
合格条件に仲間の生存がない。徒党を組んだところで仲間を助ける義理はないし、いざという時は捨て石にされるリスクまである。
But aren't they safer
特にあんたはダンジョ
together?
ンに詳しいようだしな。
If he seems knowledgeable about dungeons, wouldn't you want to go with him? I feel like it's kind of silly to go alone.
まあ、第一次試験のしがらみもある。少なくともよく知らねえやつとは組めねえよな。
Yeah, true. Yeah. They probably saw some stuff in the first exam.
協力することの優位性に気づけんとは。
行くよ、フェルン。
いいんですか、フリーレン様。
協力はダメだね。もう成立しないよ。
では私は君たちについていこう。君たちが一番安全に最深部。
邪魔しないでよね。
しないよ。邪魔も手助けも。
She said they're probably gonna be the only ones that pass. I'll follow you. I feel like Frieren should be good at this. She loves loot, right? So she's probably been in many dungeons.
罠だから気をつけて。
相変わらずダンジョンに詳しいですね。
前はそうでもなかったんだ。ヒンメルがダンジョン好きだったから。魔物の討伐以来でたくさんのダンジョンに潜ったんだよ。ワクワクするんだってさ。わけがわからないよね。
次の階層に続く階段だな。
そうか、こっちの
目的は最深部にいる魔物だ。
いつになったら学ぶんだアイゼン。すべて踏破してから次に進むものだ。冒険者の常識だぞ。
そんな常識はないぞ。
I
バ
love
カみ
that.
たいだって思ってるだろ
A true looter.
う。楽しんで
旅が進めば命がけのダンジョンも増えてくる。
そうだそうだ。
最後まで楽しみよ。魔物を倒して宝を探して、気がついたら世界を救っていたようなそんな旅がしたいんだ。分かれ道の先にあるのは珍しい魔導書かもしれないしな。
何やってるの？早く戻るよ。
The screen cut.
本当に。
Nothing like exploring a dungeon from top to bottom. Why are they still waiting out there?
役割分担をすれば攻略の可能性は十分にあった。それだけの実力者が揃っていたはずだ。
電剣、みんながあんたほど割り切れるわけじゃない。少なくともこの中にミミックのような単純な罠にかかって足を引っ張るバカはいない。
There's
そんな
mimics
バカ
in
が
there.
この試験にいるものか。
I wonder if Frieren's gonna
Yakuza.
fall for one again. I feel like we always see flashbacks to that. Oh, there's one. Stop.
この魔力、どうしようかも。
フリーレン様、ミークハイトの判別結果を見ましたよね。ミミックです。
フェルン、その魔法の精度は 99% 使いたちがいたからこそ歴史的な発見があったんだ。この中身は貴重な魔導書だよ。
Is she gaslighting herself?
私の魔法使いがそう告げている。
Stop. Oh my gosh. I love that she was so adamant that there was a grimoire in there. Is she regretting going? Yeah.
間違えたかな。
I went with the wrong people. That's so funny. I love that.
中心の床は踏むな。
まさかそこの人型のシミって。
Yeah.
えげつないな。骨も残らないのか。
No. Oh no. Is she gonna die?
下がっていろ。
Oh no.
やはりダメか。瓶を割れ。
Oh. Oh yeah, the bottle. Whoa. It's not wearing
もう
pants.
一人脱落か。
That's crazy. Yeah, but she would have
少しの
died.
油断が命取りになるな。
She's still in there.
こういう時はね、逆に押し込むんだよ。ミミックがおえってなって噛むのやめるから。
Oh.
犬か何かなんですか。
助かった。
まったく。一人の時はどう処理していたんですか。
で内側から爆破していた。でも髪の毛がチリチリになっちゃうから嫌なんだ。縦ロールになっちゃった。
時々髪型変わっていたのってそういうことだったんですね。
攻略を進めるよ。
Oh my goodness. She has been in so many mimics. Every time convincing herself that it's a grimoire.
動き出す
I
前に
wonder if
倒す
she's actually opened one that is a grimoire, and that's why she's just like
いろんな場所で見かけますね。
どっかの子が集めてるらしいよ。
思ったよりも順調ですね。
確かに未踏破のダンジョンにしては結構いいもの手に入ったね。
That's their
ガラ
pile
ク
of
タにし
loot.
か見えませんが。
She's like, that is not what this test was
わから
for.
んな。あんなもので喜ぶだなんて。頬ずりしてる。私がわからないのは君だよ、フェルン。その若さで君ほど優秀な魔法使いは見たことがない。なのに君からは情熱も執念も感じない。不思議な子だ。私はとある人に恩を返すために、それは当時の私の人生の目標で、ただただ全力で、その先があるだなんて考えもしませんでした。情熱も執念も使い果たしてしまったのでしょう。ならなぜ君は魔法の探求を続けているんだ。私が初めてダンジョンに潜った時も、フリーレン様はガラクタみたいな魔道具を集めてつられて笑ってしまったんです。そんなフリーレン様の姿が好きだから一緒に魔法を追い求めているんだと思います。やっぱり君たちについてきて正解だったようだ。
I
きっと
love
君
that
た
so
ちなら
much.
この過酷なダンジョンも楽しむことができる。
What was that?
雰囲気が変わったな。
最深部が近いのかもな。
ビアベル、
なんだ、もう歩けなく。
拘束されたわ。魔力を消した魔法使いが3人。
It's evil, right?
俺にかけられた魔法はソルガニールだ。
分かっている。
But why?
霊落の応募が難攻不落だったわけだ。こんなものがいるだなんてね。
What?
シャルフは俺を、エーレはシャルフを、俺はエーレを叩く。突破するぜ。
They're clones of them? That's crazy. How do you defeat yourself? I guess that's why he said, yeah, they should all go after
魔
different
法によっ
ones.
て作られた複製体だ。だがこれほど完璧な他者の複製は見たことがない。魔力も技量もラオフェンと同等だった。
あまりいい気分じゃないね。
Yeah, that could be
救
really
いがあるとすれ
dangerous.
ば、
仮にこの魔法の使い手が複数の複製体を同時に操れるとしたら恐ろしいほどの脅威になりますね。
どちらにせよ徒党を組んでいて正解だったな。
I mean, maybe. What if
対
they
処
were
で
with
きる手段
Frieren?
も増える。
Will Frieren have to fight herself? And Fern? If that thing can replicate, that's gonna be crazy.
電剣、あれも対処できるのか。
Wait, is that Frieren? Oh no.
一つだけ言えるのは、試験でなかったらわしはとうに瓶を割っておる。
Oh dang. That's crazy. Oh, I left myself on such a big cliffhanger this week. I should have stopped at last episode. How are they going to defeat Frieren? And Fern even. They're both so powerful. I honestly am terrified for them now. The proctor of this test had to have known what was down here, right? That there was this monster or demon that was able to replicate other mages and pin them against each other. I'm honestly so nervous now. I will say for this second test, I do feel like it's a lot more practical than the first test, but it's scary. I think that this test is honestly a lot more fair though, because they have to use their mage abilities and be on their toes. And I mean, I'm sure not everyone has been in a dungeon before or likes dungeon going like Himmel did, but I mean, that is such of a life of a mage in a way. And I like the little guy in the bottle where they can break it if their life is truly in danger, to get them out and not just needlessly have people dying like in the first exam. I think that's honestly really fair. I mean, that one girl, she definitely would have died. And I love the way that Sensei put it, that yeah, there is no reason for you to die in this exam and not go on being a mage just because you're taking this exam, which I definitely had an issue with in the first one, where there was no real way for them to escape that scenario because they were in this bubble and they were all trapped in there essentially, which does seem really crazy now looking back on that first exam. I love the way that this second one is already laid out. It does feel way more practical and like an actual test where you can opt out if you're really truly in trouble versus just kind of being trapped in a dome and then good luck. I think it's interesting that a lot of them, most of the mages, did not have any interest in going in the groups, like Denkin said. I do think if they all went together as a lump of mages, they probably would have had a better chance at getting through it together. I don't know, because there are so many little traps and little passageways, and maybe as a big group it would have been more risky. But I was surprised that so many of them were straight up just like, nah, we're not going to be a part of any group. One guy even just walked in there all by himself, which I feel like is honestly not very smart at all. It makes more sense to try to work together, but I also see it the way that Werble put it, where, well, people have some problems after the first exam trusting other people. I get that. It definitely makes sense. They pinned them against each other in that first exam, and I would have some issues trusting others too after probably being attacked by another group. But I love the little lore drop on Himmel here, loving dungeons and being a completionist, because yes, every time that I play any game and there's dungeons involved in like map exploring, especially in Zelda, I'm the same way. I have to clear the floor, might even go back to a floor. I'm the same exact way, and I love that. He's a completionist type of guy, and that was just a really fun little insight into who Himmel was and why Frieren also loves dungeons so much, getting trapped in those mimics. And I think that's why Frieren and Fern are able to have so much fun in this dungeon. Like the proctor said, like, maybe I am with the right group, because they even found a way to have fun in a dangerous dungeon. That's definitely thanks to Himmel, with the way that he looked at dungeons as a completionist, but also that it's not just about getting to the end and then getting out. It's about the adventure. This dungeon can, I guess, as you get closer to the bottom, there's some kind of demon, something monster replicating people. And that's terrifying, especially after seeing Frieren's replica hovering over them. And it's obviously very detailed. They said has the same powers and abilities, and they use them the same, and that they're possibly even able to recall memories, which is really interesting. I'm guessing that they can't talk, or they haven't talked yet, or I mean, we only just saw the clones for like a split second, and I wish that I didn't have to stop here because I feel like I'm leaving myself on the biggest cliffhanger, but I'm nervous, anxious, excited to see how they're going to handle these clones, especially Frieren's and Fern's. I'm not really sure how they're going to win this fight, honestly. Even for V1 being Frieren, I'm not sure. But I feel like the cloning situation, yeah, even worse to go by yourself, because then how do you defeat yourself? How do you defeat another version of yourself? There has to be some sort of flaw in these clones that they're going to figure out and expose and a way to defeat, because yeah, how else will they pass this? But there has to be something that makes them different than their human form. Some kind of flaw, some sort of maybe lapse in judgment or empathy or something that they can exploit to hopefully defeat Frieren and Fern's clones. But I honestly love and respect that Denkin was like, if this wasn't a test, I would have already smashed that bottle a while ago. He's definitely going into panic / brown pants mode. And I love that. I've really gotten to enjoy Denkin. So I hope that he makes it. I hope that he doesn't succumb to this dungeon. I have really gotten attached to these other mages. I cannot wait to get into more of this dungeon, more of these clones, more into the next 4 episodes with you guys next week. I really messed up with leaving myself on the biggest cliffhanger, but thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you all for more next week. Bye.